I am Will Mack. This is Willpower Fishing. It is warm today. It's about 90 degrees outside. And if there's one piece of advice that I can give you about fishing in the heat, it's find moving water. A lot of times in our favorite lakes and our favorite reservoirs, that water is heated up and it's not moving, which means less oxygen. And less oxygen means less active fish. And that's why today I am fishing a man-made canal in Jersey. Here it goes right here. I'm looking for structure or cover that may provide some relief from the heat, like this bridge I'm standing right next to right here. I'm looking for rock piles, stumps, all the normal things that might provide the fish with a little bit of a place to hang out, ambush prey, or stay cool. It's time to chuck and line. A lot of times right when I hit the water, I just want to see if they're active fish, whether they be panfish, whether they be bass. So before I jump in my kayak, I'm going to throw out this really little curly tail grub on a 3/32 ounce jig head. I'm talking about real small. And I'm just toss it up under this bridge, let it fall, and see if I don't get a nibble or two. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Boom. Second cast under this bridge right here. Caught a fun little crappie. Right, nothing to write home about, but this does let me know that there are active fish in this canal right here. I did catch this under a bridge, so the thing to do today, what I already kind of suspected, was target the shade. Beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water. What I don't want to do is waste a lot of time just casting to unproductive water. So what I'm going to do to find these fish is in places where I believe they might be ready to ambush a moving bait or a minnow. I'm going to throw a Ned rig tipped with a Kitech. Now this is just a small Kitech, just a 3-inch Kitech. So this bait has a high likelihood of catching bass. The second bait that I'm going to throw is a finesse jig. This is a 1/4 ounce jig, so it's very light, which I might have to go to a little heavier jig, especially in this current. But it's a smaller profile jig, and I've had a lot of success with finesse jigs this year. So if I come across a stump or a rock pile or a ledge, something where I have to kind of stop and slow down and fish, I'm going to throw this jig right here. When I talk about targeting shade, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of overhang here producing shade on the water, and I've got a tree that's actually growing into the canal and forming some cover for the fish to hide, to ambush prey. So this is exactly the type of area that I'm going to target with this finesse jig, is this shade and this cover. I caught one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This might be the biggest rock bass I've ever caught. I've caught rock bass on this channel before, but this one right here might be the biggest rock bass I've ever caught. They don't get very big. They're not a species that I don't think anybody really targets, but they are a sign of a healthy ecosystem. And I sure did catch it right in the shade, right where I'm targeting, right where I think predatory fish will be. And boom. Not necessarily what I'm after, but it feels good. It feels good to catch this one. Let's let her go. What a gorgeous fish. Oh. Well, I switched tactics. I was throwing finesse jigs, small swim baits, and where I did catch a few fish on those smaller lures, I wasn't getting the bites that I wanted. So I switched to a bigger profile jig, a heavier jig, one that was much easier to maintain bottom contact with, and it paid off a little bit. This is about 1.5 pounds. Nothing to write home about, but it definitely put up a good fight, and it lets me know that I'm moving in the right direction. Oh, beautiful fish, beautiful fish. Mwah. Let's get her back in the water. Oh yeah, got another one. Found him a little bit. Oh, oh man, boom. Well, that's about as back to back as you can get. Oh. You think she wanted that jig right there? Bang. Oh, what a fun fish to catch. Part of the joy in fishing for me is just the lure presentation, knowing that you can put a bait in front of a fish that looks like something they've been eating, something that they want to smash. Is just a pleasure to have caught this fish. Bang. Let's get her back. Would you look at this wildflower? Just too gorgeous to pass up. I so enjoy the beauty of nature, and fishing is a big part of me being able to get out and experience stuff just like this. Those are just amazing. The beauty of nature. Well, today was a little bit rough. As fast as the bite turned on, it was as fast as the bite turned off. Honestly, I couldn't find enough deep structure where these bass would be hiding out today. And to top everything off, I dropped my $190 Leatherman multi-tool in the canal, which after my rods in my canoe is probably the most important thing that I use to fish. So sometimes you catch a lot of fish, and sometimes you end up having to beg your wife for a brand new Leatherman multi-tool. Good thing my birthday's coming up. Well, today is a new day, and I am with my favorite person to fish with, B-Dub. What's up, everybody? We are getting back to where we started, doing some bank fishing, doing some wading. We are out here on Stony Brook Creek, and we're looking for some deep pools to throw some small baits into. Here we go. You got on a net rig? Net rig. 10 pounds, small one. What you got on it?
A smelt TRD. It's just like green pumpkin with like a white back.
Oh yeah.
A little smoke killer. It's just like natural. Getting bit.
Yeah, they're in there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, B-Dub. Little baits, little holes. Hold him up. Let me see him.
Look at the belly on that thing.
We'll take
it. Let me show you a 5-pounder. Look at that thing.
I love it. I love it. Oh, this is where Brett just caught that fish. Now it was a tiny fish, but it very well could have been a pound and a half fish hanging out in a deep hole like this, where there's lots of prey, lots of forage, bluegill, and crawdads that are under there. There it goes. Ooh, got him. Got him. I do believe this is a good bass.
There you go.
Oh, whoa, nice one, nice one. Boom. B-Dub.
There it is.
Huh?
Healthy, thick.
That's what we're looking for. We've been walking a while, looking for deeper pools to fish, and we actually came across a spillway. So there's a lake that leads into a spillway that leads into the stream we were fishing. Well, we decided to kind of follow the stream right up to the spillway, and boom, paid off. Healthy fish. Listen, nothing to write home about, but when you're fishing small bodies of water and you're using small lures, this is exactly what you're looking for. Nice, healthy fish that'll put up a little bit of a fight on light tackle. Mwah. Let's get her back in the water. Not as delicate of a release as I usually like, but she'll be okay. Well, this is the lake we stumbled upon. You know, one of my favorite things about fishing is the exploration, going places that you've never been. And we set out to fish this little itty bitty stream, and it led us to this beautiful lake with tons and tons of, what is this?
Duckweed.
Just tons and tons of duckweed that bass love to hide under, especially since it's in the dead of summer and these fish are looking for shade. You know, finding a bait that you can punch through this duckweed and get down to those fish, this might be a little bit of a hidden gem. Let's see if we can't catch a fish or two. Yep, I got one. Yep, putting up a little bit of a fight. Oh, this is a good fish. Oh man, I'm bringing her up with all the lettuce. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, beat up. Senko. Yep, across the top, fishing just like top water.
And he ate on the top?
Yep. What a beautiful fish. Dang. Whoa. Yeah, now that is probably 2 3/4. She's pushing 3. She is pushing 3 pounds. When it's hot outside, bass like the cool as much as we do. They don't have air conditioning, so what they utilize is shade, whether that be an overhang on a tree or a bunch of duckweed. Oh man. Now in this case, I used the Senko and was dragging it across the top because it is so thick. But man, what a beautiful fish. Golly, she just couldn't get any greener. Oh man. Bang. Mwah. Let's get this fish back. Here she goes, back into that thick stuff from which she came. Well, what a bunch of fun this turned out to be. B-Dub, you have a good time?
I had a blast.
Man, we did a little stream fishing, did a little bit of wading, found a new fishing spot. But alas, it is time to get home. It is about lunchtime. My stomach is grumbling. That last fish was a ton of fun to catch, and B-Dub even hooked into a 2-pounder himself. So you never know what you're gonna run to when you go out fishing, especially on foot. It's a lot of fun, baby. It has been dry in the Northeast, which is why it was really hard for us to come across those deep pools that we were looking for on that stream. That being said, we stumbled across that lake and finally found fish. which just goes to show that if you are willing to put in the work, you will find fish. Here's a bait that I want to talk about, is the lure that I caught that big bass on, that 3-pounder. This is a Senko. There are a few things that I tell you I do not leave home without, and this is one of them. Senkos are such amazing baits that I've heard some bass anglers refer to them as the cheater bait. It is a versatile lure that can be rigged weightless. I have it Texas rigged right here, so you can pull it over and through cover. You can jerk it, you can let it set, and you can even fish it as a topwater bait, which is exactly what I did to catch that fish. I casted it out over the duckweed, moved it very subtly, very lightly, paused it every now and again, just like a frog hopping over the duckweed, and that's exactly what that bass thought he was smashing when he bit my lure. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. So smash like, and until next time, tie on a Senko, wade down a stream, and chucking wine, baby. Peace.